We have had so many saints, we have had so many Sufis, we had Tao people, we had Zen people, all kinds of realized souls came on this earth. They all suffered, they were tortured, nobody understood them. But now the time has come for you to know the truth, but truth which is not dry, truth which has compassion, truth that encompasses it, that brings the complete view of our existence. Why are we here on this earth? What is our purpose? What should we do? Adishakti's powers are such of love and compassion that makes you understand yourself first. The love for you is very, very limited. There's no awareness of your own being. Just imagine what a great task is for you. How much you have to be seriously becoming aware of yourself first. That is extremely important. First, you have to be aware of yourself. And now you have the light of your spirit. In the light of that spirit, you can see what you are. And you can see how far you are going, how wrong things you are doing, what harm you are doing to yourself. And you have a power to cure it, to improve it, and to come to your senses. These are the most important times. You'll never get these times again. Never had it in the history, and you can never get it in the future. This is the time you have got. Not only the awareness, not only the self-knowledge, but you know how to do it. Otherwise, about the saints, about those people, Tao and Zen people, they have just described what a person with self-knowledge is, how he behaves, how his style is, how he is so different from others. But none of them have said how you become that. No one has been able to say that. Nobody has been able to do that also. Because perhaps most of them didn't know about Kundalini, and those who knew also could not talk about it to people. So the greatest work of the Adishakti is to put the Kundalini in your sacrum bone. This Kundalini is not the Adishakti. Adishakti is a much greater thing, much bigger thing, much wider thing, much deeper, much stronger, much more powerful. Kundalini is the reflection of Adishakti power. And when she rises, you know what happens to you and how you get your realization. But you have to be very watchful. Are you really a compassionate person? If you are compassionate, the first thing that will happen to any compassionate person, I think, will be to help others, to emancipate others. They cannot be satisfied with their own achievements and with their own state of self-realization. It cannot happen. What was the need for Adishakti to do all these efforts, to work so hard? You know that. I had to work very, very hard. But from my very childhood, I have worked very hard. And I have gone through very difficult times. Very, very difficult times according to human understanding. But the worst time I have when I see those people whom I have given realization, those who are self-realized people, they are the ones who have no responsibility for others, and if they have, it is very little. They don't have that compassion and don't have that love that we have to today save the world, save the humanity. That's our, not only our principal work, but the only work that we have to do. All other things are going to achieve nothing except for your own efforts, individual efforts to give self-realization to others and give them this knowledge. This knowledge is so easy to understand. It is very subtle, no doubt. And as I've told you, that the quantum theory they are talking about now, the scientists, is that they have seen those miraculous waves of lights and they are trying to find out something about it. It cannot be that some Sahajogis will rise above others. Every one of you have to know that this is a very special thing that has happened to you. Even if you had gone to Himalayas, even if you have starved yourself, even if you have been singing the praise of God for years, even you had done all kinds of rituals and penances, you could not have got your realization. That would not have been possible. I knew this, and that's why I have to work very hard. Facing all kinds of problems, all kinds of turmoils, all kinds of pressures. What was the thing? Just to see that you all are created and you are all my hands. You have to work. Every finger has to work. And that is what I have been telling you, that now it is our responsibility to see that we become not only Sahajogis ourselves, but blossoming time. And many, many Sahajogis we should have. It's a work of Adishakti. Try to understand this. It's not work of any saint. It's not work of any incarnation. is not work of any politician and not work of any big leader. It is the work of Adishakti, which is so transparently showing its results in you. Now it is for you to see. To please me is your ardent desire, I know. I see how you love me and how you want to do for me. The greatest thing you can do for me is to spread Sahaja. It's a very special, extremely difficult blessings you have got. You didn't have to do any efforts. You didn't have to pay any money. You don't have to get sick with rituals. You got it spontaneously. But that doesn't mean that it's sort of your birthright to get it. It's the work of Adishakti. And the work of Adishakti has to be shown in your life. The compassion without any reward. People have tried to spread their religion by showing compassion to poor people, looking after the poor people, handicapped people. There is no need actually for Sahajogis to do that. What they have to do is to transform other people. Find out ways and methods how you can transform, how you can spread the message of Adishakti. Put your mind to it and you will know how you can manage it. There should be all the time a compelling desire that we have to find out method by which we can spread Sahaja. Otherwise, it's like what Christ has described, that some seed fell on the marshy land and they sprouted but never grew. You can only grow in the real sense of the word and become something very, very special and real by knowing what you can do. I have a vision, no doubt, and I've been talking about it quite a lot. But it ends up with the puja is not a good thing. I know some countries are very difficult. Try to find out what is the problem. Why? It is so very difficult. Attention has to be paid to this, that what other human beings are doing to destroy themselves, as if it is the part and parcel of the same game which we call as the last judgment. But let us, through our compassion and love, save as many as possible. This is the work of Adishakti, not the work of any saint or any incarnation. They are all there, no doubt. They are all with us. all the time to help us. But you people have the power of Adishakti, which is very great, which is very penetrating, which is miraculous. It's so effective. But unless and until you become aware of your own powers, how will you work it out? It would be like a dead machine that has everything, but nobody is there to work it out. All the time, I had to go through very, very hazardous times. And sometimes I felt that I may have to take another birth.